Hello, my name is Natalie, and in this video I'll be discussing episode 3 of Extraordinary, which is now on Disney+. Extraordinary is a comedy show where everyone in the world has developed superpowers except Jen. Jen lives in a dingy flat with her best friend Carrie, Carrie's boyfriend Cash, and their cat called Jizzlord, who is also a man. Anyway, this show is about everyone having some kind of quarter-life crisis. Jen obviously doesn't have powers and feels left out and wants them. Carrie is really intelligent and smart, but she's tired of being overlooked in favor of her power, which is as a mouthpiece for the dead. And Cash is having some kind of existential crisis where he doesn't know what the meaning of life is or what his purpose is in the world. Cash has the power to turn back a short amount of time, or like reset time to not that long ago, which is kind of unsatisfying. Carrie sort of props them up in the flat, seems to be funding them, and generally supports them while they obsess about the minutiae of their own lives, ignoring her increasing requests for care and attention. Cash is unemployed and dreams about being a real superhero with a costume and everything when he and Carrie are mugged on their way home from a pizza date. It inspires him to set up a vigilante group, which Carrie desperately asks, will it be salaried? When he interviews people for the group and eventually chooses the members, they are all men with varying degrees of usefulness. I mean, one guy's butt is a 3D printer, and I'm not sure how useful that is in a crime-fighting scenario, but there you go. I guess Cash has got to take what he can get. They have a meeting and Cash outlines their purpose, which is fighting crime, but one member, who is quite challenging, asks, can you be more specific? They start discussing the types of crimes they'll look out for. They decide to go after child sex offenders, murderers, the elderly, to which one idiot says, yeah, f*** him, but is clarified to mean people who prey on the elderly, like telemarketers, people who put bags next to them on empty seats in public transport, and rapists. They then create a diagram to prioritize which of the crimes they're going to actually focus on. And it eventually boils down to children and women, meaning are they going to protect children or are they going to protect women? There's a little scene in episode 3 which I'm going to read out. One of the vigilantes says, if we help women, like protecting them walking home at night or something, I think they'd be really grateful. Not that we'd be asking them for anything in return. No, but if they want to thank us, just a perk of the job. You're talking about them f***ing us, right? They all act shocked and disgusted. No one sleeps with anyone they say. I'm drawing this ethical line in the sand now. When one of them puts himself forward as the task force lead, he goes on to say he's qualified because he knows women, he respects women, and he loves women. Then it becomes a pissing contest to see who loves women more, with it ultimately ending up as a challenge to see who can locate the clitoris on a diagram of the female genitalia. The reason this scene is comedy is because it's probably not that far off the thinking of men. In order to soothe their own ego, in order to give their lives meaning and purpose, they decide that being a hero and protecting women in public is the most noble thing they can do, while secretly hoping they save someone who has so much gratitude and is so grateful that they can't help but have sex with them. Even while these men are pretending to be noble, there is still the undercurrent of wanting sexual favors from women. Quid pro quo. The excellent author Clementine Ford, and I'll link her book Boys Will Be Boys down below, often talks about this culture of men thinking they have a duty to protect women. Men often try and shut feminists down by saying things like, oh, but who will protect you, who will look after you, who will provide you if you don't have men around you or men in your life. Yet again and again we find the majority of violent crime that women and men suffer from is at the hands of men. Men are too busy crying out, not all men, and demanding to be respected, because they would never do that. They protect women, while ignoring the fact that it's a toxic masculine culture that enables violence to thrive. Instead of fighting the feminists, they should be fighting these other violent men. Men are so terrible at protecting women that statistically in Australia, one woman is murdered every week by someone who is or was an intimate partner of theirs. Men are so terrible at protecting women that when women go on a date with someone, they will text their friends to tell them where they're going and who they're going out with and what time they expect to be back, in order to have some form of protection or someone who knows details about where they are in case they don't come home. Women are rightfully nervous when they're walking in public. Just today, I've seen in the news that a woman was abducted while running in Australia. Cash and his gang know this, and yet they think it's a good idea to form a vigilante group and watch women while they're out and about on the streets, as if that's not going to be intimidating or scary. Do you think men are actually protecting women, or do you think men are harming women? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Cash and his gang are clueless when it comes to women, but they all participate in the brand of internalized misogyny that says women are frail creatures that need protecting. The irony of this is that Cash does have a lovely girlfriend who is longing for his care and attention. He thinks he needs to be a hero to generic women, when in reality, he needs to get a damn job, manage his share of the domestic work, and actually listen to Carrie when she talks to him. Hanging out with other men is no way to learn about what women want or need. He should read some feminist books, talk to the women in his life about what they need from him, go to therapy to explore why he feels so purposeless, and learn that the best way that men can protect women is by calling out misogynistic behavior, by being an example of someone who is in touch with his emotions and sees women as human beings, not needy glory holes that need protecting. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me to continue working on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.